everyone, and welcome to Who Ate It First, a food history podcast with a twist. I'm Kendall Logan. Why am I messing this up so much? I'm Kendall Logan. I have become one person.
If that's not the definition of marriage, I don't know what is.
I'm Kendall Rundquist.
And I'm Logan Rundquist.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
When everyone's listening to this podcast episode, it's going to be the new year, 2023.
Wow, I hope it's good so far.
We're obviously off to a great start. We're actually recording this not in the new year yet. It's still December.
So past us is hoping future us is doing good.
Yes. And we're also not recording where we normally record at our house. We are visiting family and we brought all our stuff with us. And I think we're off our game a little bit, which is why I recorded this intro
4 times.
4 times. Yes. So
It's okay.
bear with us. But hey, we're going to be talking about bacon. So maybe that will make it better.
I think so. I think bacon makes everything better.
Yeah, I agree with that. So bacon is another American institution, in my opinion, that kind of defines our culinary history, right?
I would say so. We just went out to breakfast the other day. And of course, I got a side of bacon. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Eggs and bacon. Like, that's what you eat at breakfast all the time,
definitely.
right? Which is actually something I'll talk a little bit about.
Oh, good.
But bacon was not invented, or at least the original form of bacon was not invented in America. This salt-cured pork product, called bacon, has caused bacon mania to ensue across America and Canada. However, it might surprise you to learn that we didn't eat it first. It is widely believed that salt-cured pork first appeared in China thousands of years ago.
Makes sense.
The pig was domesticated in China around 4900 BCE, and curing pork dates back to around 1500 BCE. Pork curing methods then began to spread throughout the Roman Empire. Their version of bacon was called pitasso.
Is that akin to Picasso, the artist?
Yes, that's where he got his name, actually. It's not really. Don't.
It's like, I think that was just his name, my dude.
Pitasso was made from pork shoulder boiled in dried figs.
I can't tell if I would like that or hate that.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds weird and not bacon-like.
Sure, just sounds meat, boiled meat-like.
A breakthrough in baking technology occurred when farmers in Europe cured pork with salt from the area's mines. The salt happened to be high in nitrate, and nitrate breaks down into nitrite, which kills bacteria and gives bacon its pinkish color.
Oh.
In the Middle Ages, curing pork was supplemented with saltpeter or potassium nitrate.
Delicious.
Before we keep going into my probably the most notes I've ever done on anything in my life, I wanted to take you on a small aside.
Oh.
You've heard the phrase, bring home the bacon, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Oh no, it's happening to me too. I was going to say, I sure do.
You sure do?
Yeah.
Okay. So we think of that as bringing home those dollar bills, right? Or those fat stacks of cash.
The fat stacks, yes.
This phrase actually dates back to the 12th century England. There was a church in the town of Dunmow who promised a flitch or side of bacon to any married man who could swear before the congregation and God that he had not quarreled with his wife for a year and a day.
Wow.
A husband who could bring home the bacon was held in high esteem by the community for his forbearance, self-control, and patience.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah. So it actually was him actually bringing bacon home.
As like proof, like I did not fight with my wife. I am a good husband.
For a whole year and a day.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next day, they just all let it loose and fought like crazy.
I hate you. You're stupid. You're ugly.
I put up with you for a whole year and a day with this nonsense.
It's my one day to let it all out. Your farts smell. You can't cook.
I ate so much bad food.
Bad food. It's cold here. I hate it.
The funny thing, actually, is that this is a tradition that still happens today. The town is now called Great Dunmow, and they hold the Dunmow Flitch trials every 4 years. If married couples can satisfy the judge and jury of 6 maidens and 6 bachelors, that in 12 months and a day they have not wished themselves unmarried again, then they get bacon.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible. We have to go there immediately.
It sounds like the plot of a reality TV show.
It sounds like a really weird version of The Bachelor.
Exactly. Instead of roses, you get bacon.
You get bacon, but you have to not fight with your spouse.
And so they record it over the whole year, and you can't fight or they take your bacon away.
Oh, damn. Well, that'd be like Big Brother, where they have to monitor you and stuff, make sure you're not fighting.
Yeah, it's a weird combination of The Bachelor and Big Brother. And the prize is a side of bacon.
That is incredible. I'm sorry, what country did you say that was in?
Britain.
Okay.
Great Britain. In the town of Great Dunmow.
Dunmow. That is incredible. I just assumed that phrase originated in like the 50s, because that seems like a very 1950-ish phrase, like, my husband's bringing home the bacon. Mm-hmm. So that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually in the 12th century. And it just kind of, I guess, how phrases go. They just kind of get converted into meaning other things over time. And nowadays, we refer to that as bringing home, as I said, those fat stacks of cash.
That's that Gen Z speak.
I'm hip with it.
Yep.
I'm definitely not a 30-year-old millennial trying to be hip and cool.
Trying to be cool.
I'm pretty sure just by me saying hip, I'm already not cool.
I guess so.
All right. Well, to go back to history and stop trying to appease Gen Zers.
Wait, I was going to say one that Ben was saying over the weekend. What was he saying? Oh, go off, queen.
Go off, queen. You were saying that a lot, too.
Because he was saying it, it was making me laugh.
Go off, queen.
And that's the iteration of Jog King from...
Oh, yeah.
Unsolved, or
Jog
not
King.
Unsolved, from Ghost Wild.
Shout out to Watcher, because we love you guys.
Oh, we love them. Jog King.
All right. Back on the bacon train. Bacon was primarily produced on local farms until the 1770s. An Englishman, again with the English, called John Harris, opened the first commercial bacon processing plant in the English town of Caen in Wiltshire. Don't ask me where that is on the map. I did not look it up, and I have no idea the geography of England because I am an American.
I don't know where it is either. Sorry.
But I'm sure I did actually see that somebody in the UK listened to our podcast, so maybe they can tell us.
Oh my gosh, hi. Can you tell us where that is, please? Send us an email.
Developed the Wiltshire cure, which is achieved by curing pork sides in a secret brine sauce. And apparently, it produces a low salt sweet bacon. So, sounds
sweet
pretty good
bacon. To me. Is that like a maple glazed bacon? Is that what you mean by sweet bacon?
I don't think it's actually glazed with maple or anything. It's just the brine they use naturally makes it sweeter. It probably breaks down the fat in some way that kind of produces a sweeter bacon.
That's strange.
Mm-hmm. So how did pork make its way from Europe to America? The National Pork Board credits the Spanish explorer Hernando de Soto as the father of the American pork industry. He brought 13 pigs to the shores of the New World in 1539. In just 3 years, those 13 pigs became 700.
Okay. That's excessive.
Yeah. That grew a lot. I don't even want to get into that, but...
They had a lot of time on their hands, nothing else to do.
By the 1870s, Cincinnati was known as Porkopolis. Nope. Not the not the Porkopolis. It was known as... Yeah. It's like Sharknado, but Porknado. was known as Porkopolis.
Okay.
Like Metropolis, but Porkopolis.
I got it.
And the meatpacking plants of Chicago were butchering more than 1 million pigs annually. In 1883, Oscar and Gottfried Meyer launched their own business in the meat industry. From reading this, it sounded like a lot of meat products weren't branded. So you just like buy bacon, buy pork, buy whatever.
Without a brand.
Right. But they actually branded their meat products to differentiate them as a higher quality and worth asking for by name. Mm-hmm. It's not just saying like, I want a half pound of beef. I want a half pound of that Oscar Mayer pork. They didn't actually call them Oscar Mayer at the time. The company was actually originally called Edelweiss for 13 years. Edelweiss?
That was the song in The Sound of Music.
Oh, it might be Edelweiss then. For 13 years before changing it to Oscar Mayer. In 1924, they were the first company to sell pre-sliced and pre-packaged bacon.
Go Oscar Mayer. Do you know the song?
No, I don't. What are you talking about?
I don't know if it was in a commercial. I'd have to ask, but it's like, how I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I truly like to be. I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. I have to ask them. I'll ask them later.
I should probably mention this episode is not sponsored by Oscar Mayer.
Oh, we just love them.
Yeah. We did actually buy Oscar Mayer bacon for the cooking part of this.
Did you do that on purpose?
I did.
Okay.
Because I mentioned them. But again, this is not sponsored. But hey, you know, Oscar Mayer, if you want to do a little sponsorship or send us a little quiche, you know.
Or just like send me a hot dog. That's cool
yeah,
too.
Or just the hot dogs. Then, you know, we won't say no to that. In the 1920s, bacon was waning in popularity against the cereal craze, taking over America.
Cereal?
Cereal, yes.
Not serial killer.
No, cereal, the breakfast product.
Got it.
White-collar workers no longer needed a heavy, meaty breakfast. Because of this, the Beech Nut Meatpacking Company hired a man by the name of Edward Bernays, who was a nephew of Sigmund Freud, by the way.
Oh, okay.
To help them boost sales of bacon. Bernays, who later became known as the father of public relations. A lot of father ofs in this episode, by the way.
Sorry, that was a really random one.
We've had like the father of American mixology on this. We've had father of pork industry, father of PR.
Sure.
Just a lot of father ofs.
The doctor of whatever last episode.
Well, you're doctor of podcasting now.
That's true.
I forgot to introduce you as Dr. Logan Runquist.
Oh, yeah. I don't want people thinking I'm actually like an MD.
Yeah, he was the father of public relations. He's actually one that popularized the combination of bacon and eggs, bringing bacon back to American breakfast tables.
Oh.
So that wasn't a thing until he started to do marketing campaigns of having eggs and bacon as part of your breakfast.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I won't laugh at his profession anymore.
Bacon would largely remain tied to breakfast and eggs up until the 1990s. Enter Bacon Mania.
Bacon
Mania. I feel like you need like a WWE intro song. I probably can't do any more of that before I get copy stricken. Many bacon food innovations came out in the 1990s and continued through to now. Hardee's introduced the Frisco Burger, which was a burger topped with bacon.
Okay, yes.
In 1992. Wendy's created the Baconator.
Oh, I love those.
Burger King added bacon to the Whopper. Oh. The BLT is something that came out in the 1990s. One of my personal favorite things, maple bacon donuts, which are delicious.
I do love a good maple bacon donut.
And the list goes on and on. Bacon-focused events started to explode in popularity. Gourmet chefs embraced the ingredients, creating high-class bacon-focused dishes.
Could you expound upon a bacon-related event, please?
Like, you know, there's like peach festivals and whatever festivals. There's bacon festivals as well.
Of course, because what else?
Yeah. Bacon continues to be an extremely popular food in today's culinary culture. Now, before we get into the kitchen, I want to talk a little bit about how bacon is made, since our cooking section is going to be pretty short this time around. I won't be curing my own bacon because we're actually recording this during the holidays. As we both mentioned, we're in your parents' house right now, recording in her lovely Coca-Cola themed room.
Yes, slightly a different space. Perhaps we should have done a Coca-Cola themed episode, but
yeah. But we're doing bacon.
Maybe another time. But it feels very Americana, and bacon feels very Americana, so it seems fitting.
Curing bacon, I kind of want to do it now because it doesn't look that hard.
We don't have a pig to just slaughter.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
I would buy the meat that I need, but I wouldn't go find a pig in the wild.
Okay.
I'm not going that hard for this podcast.
Wilbur.
Curing is a long process, and our families wouldn't be too happy with me curing bacon along for our travels.
I don't think so.
Because it takes about 2 weeks to cure.
No.
So I would have to throw it in the car in like a freezer as we drive to visit our families.
Our dog would not appreciate that.
I mean, he might like it.
He'd try to eat it.
The car ride would smell like bacon the whole time.
Oof.
So I'm also focused on American bacon here. I don't know. I didn't look into recipes for like Canadian bacon, things like that. But our traditionally American bacon, pork belly is what is used. So there's a few different ways you can cure bacon. Found a lot of different recipes. The one I found from Spruce Eats, the website Spruce Eats, is one that sounded pretty interesting. So I'm going to share that here. What they did is they first took pork belly and scored the fat cap of the pork belly in a cross-hatch pattern. To tell you, the fat cap is basically just the side of pork belly that has a thick layer of fat on it. So you have one, it's kind of like a slab of meat, right? This is the pork belly. One side is mostly the meat. So it's all kind of the red, pinkish stuff. And you have this other side that's like totally white because that's what's called a fat cap. And that's that part of the pork that you score in a crosshatch pattern. So you do that and then combine brown sugar, salt, pepper, and if you want, curing salt together in a bowl. And then you rub that seasoning all over onto all the sides of the bacon, especially getting into like all of the crosshatch pattern that you just did.
Get it in the crevices.
Get it on all the crevices.
You.
Then you throw that into a sealable plastic bag for 10 to 14 days, turning the bag over occasionally, like maybe once a day.
Keeping it refrigerated or frozen?
I believe you keep it not frozen, but like in the fridge. Once this is done, the cured pork belly should have a firm texture to it. Now you cook the cured bacon for about 2 hours at 200 degrees Fahrenheit in the oven. Once this is done, you'll have a big slab of bacon. You can then...
Band name called it.
Big slab of bacon. You can cut off slices from there and cook it as desired. There are some other ways of making bacon as well. Some recipes have you smoke the bacon instead of cooking it in the oven. Things like that to give it kind of a more smoky flavor. I know a lot of people do like maple cures and things like that. Obviously, mass-produced bacon is cooked slightly different. They use a lot of like liquid smoke and stuff. I found a video in part of my research about how they do it. It's kind of interesting. That's pretty much how you do homemade bacon. But as I mentioned, we're not going to be doing that. What we are going to be doing instead is we're going to cook bacon 3 ways.
Ooh.
We are going to cook it in the oven, which is the way that my family has traditionally done it.
Which is so weird to me because I had never heard of such a thing until I met you.
I honestly just assumed that's how everybody cooked it because that's how I grew up with bacon getting cooked.
Nope.
We're going to do it the way that your family traditionally does it, which is in a pan, frying it on the stove.
Yeah, like skillet, yeah.
And the last way we're going to do it, the heathenistic way, in my opinion, but I'm willing to try it for the podcast, is we're going to cook it in the microwave.
The microonde.
Yep. I'm not particularly looking forward to that one, but we're going to try it anyway. So, off we go into not our kitchen, your parents' kitchen.
Woo! I don't really know how to use their stove, but that's okay.
We are in the kitchen, and the first one we are going to do is oven-baked kitchen. Oven-baked kitchen. What is wrong with me? We have oven baked bacon. We are going to put the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're also going to line a baking sheet with parchment paper to keep the bacon from sticking to the pan.
That is key, I would say.
It is. Very important. Otherwise, good luck and God bless, because you're going to have a mess. It's not going to be fun.
You're going to need a new pan.
We're going to lay a few slices of bacon down on the sheet. The recipes always say to put it into the oven for 18 to 20 minutes. This honestly is extremely dependent on how cooked you want the bacon, and as well as your individual ovens. I almost always have to put it in for longer than that because I tend to like crispier bacon. Some people like raw, like my brother, because he's gross and I don't understand it. The most important thing is when you throw it in the oven, just keep an eye on it. It'll most likely be at least 18 to 20 minutes, but you might need a little less, might need more. I think I've even put it in there for like almost 30 minutes before. So just keep an eye on it as it's cooking. Don't leave your kitchen.
Thank you. A good rule of thumb.
So yeah, you're just going to keep an eye on it until it reaches your desired color and crispness.
Christmas? Merry Crisis.
Your desired color and crispness that you like. Up next, we have pan frying, which is, again, pretty straightforward. We're just going to put some strips of bacon on a pan.
Slap it on there.
Slap it right on there.
Slap that bacon.
We'll turn the heat on to a low or medium and let it start cooking. When it starts to curl, we'll flip the bacon. You may need to flip it a few times to get the sides evenly cooked. And once again, highly dependent on the color and crispness that you want.
And your stove, because this is
And your stove, yeah.
What do you call it? A flat top electric. Whereas at home we have gas. So I'm interested to see like the difference.
And for the last one, the microwave. I'm not particularly looking forward to this, but we're going to try it anyway.
It's not that bad. We used to make microwave bacon like it was a special brand of really skinny bacon.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You buy it in a box. It's like frozen or something.
Yeah, that's
frozen.
frozen.
Had it, but I know what you're talking about.
It's not that bad.
I'm pretty hesitant about this one, but we are trying it anyway. We're using a microwave-safe plate and putting a layer of paper towels on it. I want to emphasize the microwave-safe.
Thank you for specifying.
Then we put some strips of bacon down, and you put another layer of paper towels on top of that. Then finally, you microwave until done, which, based on the...
Until your desired doneness.
It's microwave until you're done with dealing with it. Until it is where you want it.
In the trash. No, I'm kidding.
Most likely.
It might be good.
Yeah. So I've never done this, so I did a little bit of research. The recipe I found said it might take around 4 minutes in the microwave. So we're going to try that and see what comes out of the microwave. Let's try these out, and we'll be back for Rave or Roast with a special guest this time.
A special guest?
Oh my God.
I can't believe we got this person.
I know, right?
It was like really difficult.
He's an extremely exclusive person. He does not come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Ever.
He doesn't come out for just anybody.
Yeah. Just not anybody. But
we had to ask really nicely.
Yeah. We were on our hands and knees begging and pleading.
Please be on our podcast.
So guess you'll just have to wait and find out who it is in like 5 seconds.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back.
On Rave or Roast.
We have a special guest.
Would you like to introduce the special guest?
He's very, very special. We had to beg him to come on our show.
Plead with him for months.
He was so busy, but he found a small chunk of time in his calendar to sit down with us. I would like to welcome the one and only, my dad, Doug.
Well, I want to thank you guys for inviting me to be on your show. It's really an honor. I'm a huge fan of your show. I'm just really happy to participate. So thank you guys.
Thank you. We so appreciate you carving out some time for us.
Yeah, clearing out your schedule. We had to talk to your 8 assistants.
It did involve eating bacon, just to kind of clarify. So.
Once that was mentioned, yeah, a lot of schedule clearing happened. We're on our last segment of the show, Rave or Roast, where we are back to review our endeavors. Normally it's after we've cooked something. This time we're doing a taste test of bacon. And all three of us have tasted bacon cooked via the microwave, oven, and skillet. Mm-hmm. Who wants to go first?
Dad can go first.
Well, it was bacon, so all three were good. I'm just going to lay that down right now. I would say that in order of least to preferable, the least was the microwave. On the texture was okay, but there was something missing in the flavor. Second for me was the oven. The oven was very good, but it also lacked just a little bit on the flavor side. The pan was my favorite. It was crunchy, but it still had some of the chewy pieces in it. I do like crispy bacon, but having the chewy pieces of it, I don't know whether that imparted more flavor or not, but it just seemed to have just it necked out the oven one by just that little bit. That's my call.
Thank you for a very good breakdown of all three cooking methods. I think you hit it pretty good on the head there, Dad. It also might have been kind of our cooking a mistake. I really overcooked the microwave version.
That's okay, honey. Insurance will take care of most of it.
I didn't burn the house down.
And also on the oven, I laid 3 slices down so we could each try one. And one of them looked like they caught fire because when it came out of the oven, it was black entirely.
Yeah, our oven has probably some opportunity for even cooking.
That was our bad. For me, I would say, yeah, microwave definitely the bottom. And I did try it again. My second time, I only did 1 slice and I cooked it for half the time. And it really got the oil all sucked out of it. So it was pretty dry. But it sucked the flavor out of it too. So I guess that is maybe one of the drawbacks of microwave. I'm kind of tied between stove and oven personally. I think I've had oven bacon before and it's super, super good. I would probably say it was a tie for me, skillet and oven.
Yeah, in this instance, I would say the skillet was better. But I've also had bacon from the oven that was really, really good. So I'd say overall, including my past experiences, I'd rate pan and oven on equal footing. And microwave way, way, way down because that was gross. And I don't want that again.
Was the second time better, though, when I fixed it?
It was better, yeah. It was better. The first time was like that scene in Christmas Vacation where they're eating the turkey.
That was my fault. I'm sorry. You said 4 minutes, and I pulled it out at 3:30, and it was still bad. So I did it for 2 minutes, and it was...
Yeah, don't do 4 minutes. If your bacon is thin, don't do 4 minutes.
Oh, Dad said that their microwave is new, too, so it might just be really, really a really good zapping power.
Extra powerful.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 1,100 watts. It got the full Monty.
Okay, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you to our special guest.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And are there any royalties? I forgot to review the contract.
And I think that's the end of the show.
Gotta go.
Bye, everybody. Wow. Thank you for tuning in to Who Ate It First. If you like our podcast, please help us out by following our Instagram account to see some behind the scenes pictures or by leaving us a review. Also, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a food you'd like us to do an episode on or a funny food story you'd like to share with us, then email us at whoateitfirst@gmail.com. We might share it in one of our future episodes. Once again, I am Kendall Rehnquist.
And I'm Logan Rehnquist.
And it has been delicious.
Delicious! And bacony.